Look at verse 15. God says, "Behold, the nations are like a drop from a bucket." Not too important. They are counted as the dust on the scales. Behold, he takes up the coastlands like fine dust. Lebanon, this great area with all these trees and cedar trees that the ancient world craved, Lebanon would not suffice for fuel for God. Nor are its beasts enough for a burnt offering. All the nations are as nothing before him. They are accounted by him as less than nothing and emptiness. How easily impressed are we with men? This is what I want you to do. Next time you go and vote, or you get on YouTube and you hear some rant and you get all fired up, quote this verse to yourself. The nations are like a drop in the bucket. They're like dust on the scales in God's eyes. And yet we have Christians who are so worried, agonizing over every little political decision. Brothers and sisters, I'm jealous for your prayers. I'm jealous for your service and ministry. I'm jealous for you to spend more time on the eternal word which never fades. Because sometimes we worship at this altar of politics and we say, if I just had a little more information, if I just hear one more political rant, then I'll be okay. If I just get my candidate in office, if I just pass this law, then all the problems will go away. And I'm not against voting, I'm not against lobbying for righteous causes, but the obsession we have to the neglect of worship and prayer and evangelism and discipleship. It's idolatry. It's no better than Judah's idolatry and what they did with the nations. And I just get so disheartened about how much energy we spend on such things when God says it's less than nothing in my eyes. In the 16th century, there was a Protestant reformer by the name of John Knox. And here's what the Roman Catholic Queen Mary Stuart said of him. She said, "I fear the prayers of John Knox more than all the assembled armies of Europe." Would that be true of our church? What if our lives were so pure and our devotion so regular and our communion with God so sweet that there was an efficacy in our prayers that when the unbelieving world, they looked at it, they saw it, and they trembled? And the reason they tremble is not because I'm great or you're great, but because the one to whom we pray is great. When we belong to God, who could stand in the way?